of exercise 4.2, that is their statement problems. So all children will feel difficulty in solving statement problems, right? So all children will feel difficulty in solving statement problems, right? So actually the statement problems are easy when you learn how to convert the statement into the equation. Listen carefully step by step. So first you read the question and translate to your language, right? Find two numbers whose sum is 27. Our first part is we have two numbers here. Okay, we have two numbers. That is very important part. So product sum of the two numbers is 27. That is the second part. And product is 182. So we divide the question into three different parts and three different steps. That's very important. So now let us take one by one. They have given two numbers, right? We don't know the numbers, but they have given the sum also. So first thing is you have to take, let the number be x. The one number you consider, that is enough. One number be x, right? So what is the another number? Because their sum is 27. If we subtract one number with 27, you will get the other number. Therefore, the other number is how much? This is very important part of the problem. Other number is what? 27 minus x. Okay, next we have the last step is that product is 182. So product of these two numbers is 182. That is product is 182. Follow these three steps are very important. Analyze the statement into three parts. So the next is what are the products of two numbers, right? That is x into 27 minus x is equal to 182. X into 27 minus x is equal to 182. We are near to the equation now. You multiply x with 27 as well as with x. 27 into x, 27x minus. So along with sign you should take this very important part. X into x square, x is x square is equal to 182. So now you can rearrange these terms in the general form of quadratic equation. What's the general form of quadratic equation? That is ax square plus bx plus c. The degree 2, 1 and constant like that. So we have degree 2 here. Take these two terms to right side. We have already 182 in the RHS. So take minus x square to right side will get plus x square. And 27x to right side will get minus 27x. And already 182 is there. You add plus 182 is equal to 0. So this is our equation now. Followed. So we already know how to factorize this 27 at 182 and 27. So next we'll solve this x square minus 27 plus 27x plus 182 is equal to 0. Okay, come to the question. See here 27x can be taken as, so I taught you how to factorize this 182, right? You can factorize 182 like this. 2 9s are 1s are 91 is in 7 table, and you can also take from 13 table. 13 7s are. Now 182 can be factorized as minus 14 and minus 13, right? So because I already explained you how to factorize this. Understood? So by using this method, we can take this minus 27 as minus 14x minus 13x plus 182 is equal to 0. Now we'll move to the next step of this. You can factorize the terms. X square can be taken as x into x minus 14 into x minus 13 into x. 182 can be taken as 13 into 14 is equal to 0. You can group two terms and take out the common from here. X, you can take out common, x minus 14. You have to take minus common here. I told you whenever you take out minus common, the inside sign becomes changed. So here 13 is common from these two factors terms. So therefore you can take out x minus 14 is equal to 0. I already told you while writing steps you should be very careful. X minus 14 and x minus 14 should get common. So x minus 14 is into x minus 13 is equal to 0. Now for rows you can take x minus 14 is equal to 0, x minus 13 is equal to 0. Okay, now x is equal to 14, x is equal to 13 are the roots. You can also verify your answer. Therefore, the numbers are what? The numbers are 14 and 13, right? So you can verify also by your answers. So they have given sum of two number is what? 27, right? Sum of two factors they have given. Two numbers is 27 and product of two numbers is 182. Therefore, our answers are perfect now. So, this is very important while solving, children. You have to divide the question into the parts and then take one by one, convert the statement to the equation, then solve by factorization method. So now we'll move on to the question number 4. Okay, we are in question number 4. So I told you already, you analyze this statement, read one or two times and convert into your own language and divide the question, right? So here they have given two consecutive. This is a new word for you. You have learnt in 9th standard days. For example, if I take 2, what are the consecutive numbers for 2? That is 3. You have to add +1 to this, right? And also you can take the previous one also. That is 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1, 2 and 3. The difference between these numbers is 1, right? So 1, 2 and 3 etc. 4 are called consecutive integers we call it. Next, if I take one number that is 13, what are the consecutive numbers of 13? You will get 14, 15, 16 etc. If I take consecutive numbers as x, if one number is x, what is the consecutive of x? X plus 1, right? X plus 1. So now let us take two consecutive integers. First thing is you have to take let one number be x. One number be x, right? And what is the other number I told you? X plus 1. You have to add 1 to that. So other number be x plus 1. So we got two consecutive integers right now. We got two consecutive integers. What is the next step? Sum of O square. Okay, O square. So we have to take the squares of two numbers now. Squares is x square as well as x plus 1 whole square. We have the squares. Next, sum of their square is what? Sum of their square is equal to 365. Now what are the sum of their squares? You have to add these two now. X square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to 365. Understood? You have to expand this by using an identity. In the previous videos I taught you how to expand by using a plus b whole square. So by using a plus b whole square you can take a square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to 365. When we take this to left side, what will happen? This 1x square and 1x square becomes 2x square plus 2x. I will get 365 plus 1 is minus 364 is equal to 0. Now these two are the multiples of 2. You can divide the whole equation by 2. Right? You can divide the whole equation by 2. Therefore, you will get x square plus x minus 182 is equal to 0. This is our quadratic equation. You know already how to solve this quadratic equation by factorization method, right? So now we will move on to the next step. So we have to multiply the first and last term, that is 182 into x square. If we add any two integers, you should get plus 1. So you can take out 182 has x square plus previous problem. We have factorized 182 can be taken as 14 and 13, right? Yes. Plus 14x minus 13x minus 182 is equal to 0. Now we can expand this. X can be taken as x into x plus 14 into x minus 13 into x minus 13 into 14. 182 can be taken as 13 and 14. Now group 2 factors, 2 terms, and take out the common, x common. So the remaining is x plus 14. Here we have minus common. You take out minus common as well as 13 common. What is remaining? We have taken minus outside. What it becomes? Plus is equal to 0. Therefore, x plus 14 is common among these two, right? Next, what is remaining? X and minus 13 is equal to 0. So, for roots, if you consider these two factors, you will get x is equal to minus 14 or x is equal to 13. So, here minus should be neglected. This is very important. You cannot take minus roots. So, therefore, you have to consider x is equal to 13. So, now let us verify. Therefore, what is the number now? What is the consecutive to 13? Therefore, the integers are 13 and 13 plus 1. Followed. So that therefore 13 and 14 are the given integers. You can verify your answers for this. Okay. Now we'll move on to the question number 5. In this problem, so they have taken the question based on right angle triangle. So okay. So now divide. First read the question 2 or 3 times and convert the whole statements into, divide into 3 parts. Okay. Then convert into equation. Now let us take, they have given altitude of, I'll take the altitude of right triangle is 7 centimeters. They have given, right, one part. And they have given, they have converted this altitude with this base, right? And also they have given hypotenuse. So we can use Pythagoras theorem for this question, to solve this question. So let us consider a right angle triangle. This is a right angle triangle. Let us name it to it ABC. So with B is right angle. Okay. Now what they have given, you come to know. Altitude of right angle triangle is 7 centimeter less than its base. So they have compared the altitude to its base, right? So that's why we have to take, let the base be, measure of base be x. Base be x. That is our base dx now. This is the base of the right angle triangle. Now what they have given? Altitude is height, right? Altitude is height. So therefore what is the height of this now? Less than its base. Okay. That is x minus 7. Altitude is x minus 7. Therefore altitude is x minus 7. So what is the hypotenuse they have given here? 13 centimeter. Okay. So hypotenuse is equal to 13 centimeters. So now let us take these also in centimeters you can take. Okay. So now you know that in a right angle triangle, square and the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares on the other two sides. That is, hypotenuse square and the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares on the other two sides. Other two sides are AB and BC. This is called by Pythagoras theorem. By Pythagoras theorem. Clear? Okay, now we know the measures of AC, AB and BC. Just apply the values here. So now what is AC square? 13 square, right? Next, what is AB now? X minus 7 whole square plus what is BC? X square. 13 square is 169. By using A minus B whole square, you can expand this. Okay, that is x square minus 14x plus 49 plus x square. So this is an expansion form of x minus 7 whole square by using an identity A minus B whole square. Now let us rearrange the terms and add. 1x square plus 1x square is how much? 2x square. and we have the term as minus 14x and 49 plus 49. Take this 169 to right side, minus 169 is equal to 0. We are always near to our quadratic equation. So now after this step we have 2x square minus 14x. Sum of these two is how much? Minus 169 plus 49 is 120, right? Minus 120 is equal to 0. You can check out all these terms are divisible by 2. Therefore, the whole equation is divided by 2. Right? Now, when we divide 2x square by 2, you get x square and 14x minus 7x, and this becomes 60 is equal to 0. Now, by using the same factorization method, you have to simplify this x square minus 7x minus 60 is equal to 0. So, we already know that minus 60 can be 60x square can be factorized as. So, whenever we multiply two numbers, you will get 60. Or add and subtract, you will get minus 7x. If you don't know directly, you can do this method, factor method I taught you. 2 ones are, 2 threes are. Next, 2 15s are. Is 15 and 14? No. 5 threes are. Okay. Now you can take out 2 5s are 10. I want 7, right? 2 2s are 4. 4 3s are 12. 12 minus 5 is how much? 12 minus 5 is 7. Therefore, minus 60x square can be taken as minus 12x plus 5x. Right? Because if I subtract minus 12 and plus 5, what is the answer will get? Minus 7. Right? So, therefore, according to this, I can factorize this 7x as minus 12 plus 5. Okay? So, here x square minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 is equal to 0. Now, we can group two terms and take out the common. X is common from the first two factors and here 5 is common from the second two factors. Now, so what are the two common among these two factors common among these two? X minus 12. If I take out x minus 12 on both the factors, what is remaining? X plus 5. So, for roots, if you take x plus 12 is equal to 0, x is equal to 12. If x plus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 5. I told you here, this minus 5 is neglected, right? Only you should consider positive integer here. So therefore, what is our base now? What we have taken? Base bx, right? Our base is 12 centimeter. Now what is its altitude? Altitude is 7 less than of it. So therefore, base is equal to 12 centimeter. Altitude is equal to, how much tell me? It is 12 minus 7 is 5 centimeters. Okay? So, this is very important part of your examination point. So, here you convert the equation. Now, that is very important thing. Convert the equation, statement problem step by step and come to the equation. If equation, you know already how to solve the equation by factorization method. Now we came to the last question, number 6.